had a 20-year career in the Royal Air Force. And I mean, for me, not just the fact that I swore allegiance to Her Majesty on the day that I joined the Air Force, but she was just such a constant, stable pillar throughout my entire lifetime. Politicians seem to, and prime ministers, come into favour and go out of favour, and so do some of the royals. So it seems. But the Queen has just never faltered. She's always been that absolute stable, rock of this nation.
And also personally, I think, Charlie, we all tend to think of our own parents. I was with my mother at the weekend. She's 93 years of age. Does the Queen make you think of your own mother, your own grandmother?
Yes, certainly. I mean, my parents were significantly older than a lot of people of my age, and I prepared the been a long time now, both of them, and no matter how long no matter how much you prepare for the death of a parent, it's still, or how much you think you've prepared, it still comes as a shock. And I think with the Queen, this is how it's certainly hit me. And I think a lot of the nation, we've all known that she would go on. And it's still a shock.
You met her, or you were certainly in her proximity.
Yes, back in 1981, when I was a very young mechanic at RAF Finningley, which is now Doncaster International Airport. I was volunteered. I think that's the right term. I was on like a standby duty, and I was called in on a Friday morning to be told I was on a VVIP duty that afternoon. And what was happening was Her Majesty was coming from Worksop, a town not so far away, in a car to RAF Finningley, and I think there was 5 or 6 of us had been detailed to meet the cavalcade of cars and open the car doors. Now, I was the most junior and certainly the most baby-faced member there at just 18 years old. And I got detailed that as the entourage approached us, that I would salute and the other 5 guys would take their time in from me. Now, I was told exactly what I should do, so I'm stood by this aeroplane that the Queen was going to go to. I didn't know whose door I would be opening. As the cars approached, I was a bit nervous, kind of over-anticipated, but where the car was, I saluted. And then instead of just keeping the salute up, I realised I'd saluted too early. So I kind of brought my arm down, and then it was time to salute. And so my arm came up again, and everybody followed me. So it was a little bit of a kind of a royal Mexican wave. And,
brilliant.
The Queen, it happened to be the Queen's, I opened the car door for the Queen, and she had a beaming grin on her face as she looked me in the face as she climbed out, which was more than the station warrant officer had. He had a very one-way conversation with me a little bit later. But I know that she saw us, and I think she could see I was a very junior guy, and yeah, I'd made a mistake.